this is our house now. So tonight, you guys just play loops. Enjoy it. Enjoy playing the way we play. Let's all go to work tonight, all right?
And welcome to the arena of Grand Canyon University, here for a great matchup between your Grand Canyon University Lopes and New Mexico State Aggies. We're going to take it out to the prayer and national anthem before we get things started.
Would you please remain standing as we honor America with the presentation of our national anthem. The Star Spangled Banner will be performed this evening by the Thundering Herd Pep Band under the direction of Dr. Paul Cook.
And welcome to GCU Arena for a matchup of the season, once against the New Mexico State Aggies and your Grand Canyon University Lopes. It's going to be a great game today. We're both coming off a 3-game win streak, as the Aggies and the Lopes have both come off that 3-game win streak, and both undefeated in Western Athletic Conference play. And with mirrored records of 9-5 and 10-6, it's sure to be a great game. I'm Taylor Bond alongside JP Sarr. JP, it's going to be a great game. You want to start us off with the starting lineups?
Yeah, as you said, the Lopes coming into this game off a 3-game win streak. They've won 7 of the last 8 games. Definitely hot. For New Mexico State, Brooke Salas, WAC Player of the Week. She's going to be the main player for the Aggies to start. And let's get you out there for the Lopes starting lineups.
Florida, number 23, Emily Garth and Crystal Thomas.
And Taylor, Marina Laramie and Brooke Salas are going to be key players for both teams. In a big game, the stars are going to shine. Brooke Salas, WAC Conference Player of the Week this week, 12 points a game. She had 2 great performances, 17.7 rebounds, 13.7 rebounds her last 2 games. Definitely worthy of WAC Player of the Week honors. And Marina Laramie scoring 20 points a game. In her last game at Utah Valley, she had 12 points and 9 rebounds. Lopes are definitely going to need a good performance from her today to get this win.
That's right. I was interested to see, though, that Jessica Tajewski hasn't started again for the 2nd game in a row. You know, she had a really great game against Utah Valley on Saturday, and to see her come off the bench again will be an interesting turn of events. You know, Casey back into this game, but it should be a great game as we get started here for the Lopes. Bree Mobley over to that one. That's going to be Laura Marcos Canedo putting up those first few points. I'm sorry, that was Bree Mobley putting up those first few points for the Lopes. We're going to catch that rebound here off the dribble. Nice little jumper, and she's going to swoosh that one in. That'll start the Lopes off with some great momentum early on. That was number 24, Brianna Freeman for the Aggies, putting up the first few points for them. Of course, your Lopes in white, the home jerseys, New Mexico State Aggies in the maroon. Out here on the floor, Laura Marcos Canedo goes for 3, gets tipped off, and that's going to be Lopes ball down low under the basket.
Yeah, as you were saying, Jessica Gajewski coming off the bench.
Yes.
Bree Mobley has taken her starting spot 2
She
straight
has.
games where she started 10 points a game in the 4 games she's played this year. Bree Mobley is definitely coming on hot.
That's right. It was interesting, JP, in the start of the season, Bree Mobley wasn't a name that we even discussed or talked about. We never really saw her come out and play, but she has worked hard and she has earned that starting position, really making a name for herself, becoming that key player for the Lopes team. It's going to be Aggies possession at the top of the key. Ryan Mack with the ball. Over to Williams. Williams over to William. Little namesake change there. That's going to be a tough one for us over here, JP. Williams and Williams.
Yeah, it will.
They shoot one up there at the end of the shot clock. It's going to be Lopes possession. Laura Marcos Canedo at the top of the key.
Great defensive possession there by the Lopes. They were able to force a tough shot for New Mexico State. They had to use the whole shot clock. They were able to get that rebound, and now they have the ball.
Mobley drives that one in. It's going to be a jump ball. That's going to be Aggies possession here in the first quarter. Starting off 2-2. Looks to be such a great game, JP. A game that really the Lopes have looked forward to all season long, of course, opening up their first Western Athletic Conference game here at home.
Yeah, New Mexico State, big rival for the Lopes. Lopes have only beat them once in their history, and it was the inaugural season when the Lopes joined the WAC. 0-2 last year.
And that's going to be 3 seconds in the paint for the Aggies. 3-second violation will make it a Lopes ball. And of course, that's great defensive effort by the Lopes. They put up a great defensive effort, of course, at UVU on Saturday, forcing a number of turnovers, and that's going to be a great aspect in tonight's game as well. Laura Marcos Canedo trying to get outside of that 2-1 trap, facing up against number 35, Mariah Mack. She looks to get open. We're setting that pick and roll there on the strong side wing.
Both teams
Laramie
getting high
into
pressure.
Massaquoi.
Both teams playing high pressure early on, just trying to get the other team off their game.
And the Aggies coming into this game really expecting the Lopes to put up a great effort. You know, they put in their game notes that they expect to continue to beat the Lopes this evening, but of course, they know we've been playing well all season long, and that's going to be 2 points for the Aggies. Stolen back and put up by number 21, Tamara William. It's going to fall short. Bree Mobley now with the ball on the left side, out to Canedo. They'll try to set an offensive positioning setup. Massaquoi on the left side wing. She's going to pick and roll. Bree Mobley driving left side for the jumper, and that'll be 2 points. Rolled off nicely, JP, by Mobley. And that is going to be a foul right there. That is going to be shot by Freeman.
The Lopes early on seem to be running the ball through Mobley down on the offense, and I think that's pretty smart. She's a good ball handler. She's able to get in the paint and open up the floor for the rest of the team.
Absolutely, that foul was called on Casey Rarick, her first foul. Freeman will sink her free throw. That'll put the Aggies at 8-4 on the Lopes. They're starting to come out, JP, already in this sort of half-court press, really pressuring our offense. And really, Coach Tremay is going to have to make some adjustments. This is early on, and you can see the Lopes getting slightly flustered as they're pressuring us and really expanding on their defensive effort.
Yeah, New Mexico State, not very tall, but they hustle a lot, and they have a lot of pressure on defense, and they're able to get the Lopes flustered a little bit early on.
That was Sarah Williams putting that shot up, falling short. Lopes ball, Rarick into Laramie. She's going to turn and drive to Massaquoi. That will be a Lopes turnover. Driven down by the Aggies, right side layup, and that's going to be good for 2 by number 21, Tamara William, putting up quite the game early on here.
William leads the Aggies 12 points and 7 rebounds, leading their team in both those categories. Down there on that last possession, Zelor Massaquoi, she tried to get it out to Rarick, but I'd like to see her try to go up for that. Lopes definitely have the size in this matchup, and they need to exploit that a lot more than they are early on.
William trying for another breakaway layup, falling short. And like you said, JP, they're going to have to put up a stronger defensive effort, and they're going to have to play this short team man for man and really take a clutch. That's going to be Zelor Massaquoi, 4-3, falls short, really in and out on that basket right there. Salas up for the Aggies. Back over to William at the top of the key. She's going to drive right side. Canedo goes for the steal. It's going to be down on the ground. That looks like it will end up being Lopes ball. And that is a timeout on the court. It is now 9-4 here at GCU Arena. We'll be right back after this.
If you see a top play or any great WACtion, let us know about it using the hashtag WACTOP5. Then go to our Instagram every Monday to see if your video made the cut. Be sure to vote on your favorites and tune in to the WAC Digital Network on Wednesdays to see where each play ranks. For the WAC Digital Network, I'm Jessie Punch.
And welcome back to GCU Arena here. The Aggies up on the Lopes 9-4, but of course, JP, it's early on in this game. And really, if you put the two teams to paper, they're really matchup even. Both teams averaging around 70 points a game, having a consistent defensive effort from both sides. What do you expect from the Lopes tonight, JP?
I expect the Lopes to go down low and play the ball down there in the paint because the Aggies are a smaller team, a quicker team, and they're going to pressure the Lopes a lot more. Lopes need to slow down the game, play it at their pace, play it how they like it, and work the ball through Marina Laramie and Zelor Massaquoi because our size is much bigger than New Mexico State's.
That's right, and really we have a decoy shooter that's going to come off the bench, Jessica Chajewski. We look to come into this game early on and put up some big numbers. She's had a few great games. She's had 2 over 20-point scoring games, and she's coming off the bench tonight. So if we can keep her consistent, if we can keep her strong, the Aggies really won't know what to expect from her this evening.
22 points last game, 6 threes, and when they go down low, it'll suck the defense in, and they'll be able to kick it out to Gajewski later on in the game for some threes, and that's how the Lopes are going to win this game.
Absolutely. A lot to expect out of the Lopes tonight, of course. A home opener here for conference play. Of course, they played Utah Valley on Saturday, clinching that win. Looking to go 2-0 in Western Athletic Conference play tonight. Anaya Baker with the ball now for the Lopes. Up at the top of the key, she faces off against Salas, the Aggies Player of the Week and Western Athletic Conference Player of the Week. Ball down on the right side, picked off by Williams. She's going to pass it over to Mack. She'll drive and look for an open player. Williams with the ball. Over to Salas. She'll drive right side. They're playing the top of the key quite well, JP. They really pass and play. This is the first time they've really dished it in. Salas back over to Williams. She gets a little bit tipped off by Mobley. And that'll be 3 points for the Aggies, bringing their score 12-4. We really need to put up a better defensive effort, JP.
That was a pretty good possession for the Lopes overall, but then Bree Mobley went for a steal, and it kind of got the Lopes out of whack there, and they tried to get back, and it was just too late, and the Aggies were able to hit down a 3.
We're seeing Coach Trent May sub in early. Laura Marcus Canedo now about to check back in. Do you think he's feeling a little flustered?
Yeah, he maybe saw Anaya Baker there and Bree Mobley having a little struggle communicating on defense as Brooke Salas gets that layup. So he's probably bringing her in. She's a much more poised, much more veteran guard. She'll be able to slow down pace a little as the Lopes fall behind by quite a bit.
Lopes possession. Over to Juski, the player of the game that we were looking to see check in early as she passes out to Mobley. Dejewski getting that assist. Mobley picking up 2 points for the Lopes that we needed. Now late into the first quarter, Lopes are trailing 6-14 towards the Aggies.
Mobley, 6 points, all the Lopes points right now. I'd like to see Laramie get a little more involved in the offense, but the Aggies have been doing a pretty good job so far.
Salas turning and jumping the top of the key there. That'll be a foul down low under the basket. That'll be Casey Rarick again under the basket, JP. She's going to have to watch herself. That's her second foul in the first quarter.
Yeah, she was trying to box out a defender that was bigger than her, and she got a little too physical there.
Williams with the ball. Passing in, a little back and forth play under the basket. She'll dribble it out to Salas. She'll shoot for 3 and swishes that one down, JP, on the left side. She really has a great shot. She leads the scoring with 12.5 points per game, but there is 3 players for the Aggies that average double figures, including Salas, Williams, and Mariah. Williams leads in both assists and steals, and they're leading also the conference in a number of different respective aspects of scoring.
Yeah, the Aggies off to a quick start, 2 for 3 from three-pointer. Last game they shot 53% against Utah Valley, against Chicago State, which is a ridiculous number. But they're hot right now, and the Lopes are going to need to play good defense to limit that number.
Mobley plays a nice spin move at the top of the key and drives in left side. She'll get what seemed to tip, but I believe they're going to call it a foul. Wasn't a shooting foul though, JP. They're going to bring it under the basket.
I think Brooke Salas might have blocked that one and then grabbed it, and her foot was on the line,
yeah.
I believe.
A little confusion here under the basket between the referees. I think they're calling it good to go now. Anaya Baker will pass in for this end zone play. Out to Laramie. She'll drive in for the jumper. Just off the backboard. Mobley goes in again. And that is going to be an over the back foul on Marina Laramie. Her first foul. We cannot get into foul trouble tonight, JP. That's going to be one thing that really will put us at a disadvantage, is getting our key players such as Rarick and Laramie in foul trouble early on.
Yeah, that is not the recipe to victory for the Lopes here. They need to keep the best players on the court. They're going to need a great effort tonight to come back and try to win this game.
Salas over to Williams. Back to Salas. She'll shoot for a second three-pointer in a row. Rebounded now by William. Out to Childress. That'll go out of bounds. Aggies ball.
Bree Mobley thought that one was out on New Mexico State, but the ref saw it, had a good view standing right here.
Mack with the ball. She'll dribble out of that 2-1 defense put on by the Lopes. William down low, put up 2 points by what looks like number 22, Tyler Ellis, and she'll get fouled down low as well. She'll be shooting 1 free throw. And that foul under the basket was on Zelor Massaquoi. Her first foul, JP. What are the Lopes going to need to do defensively to stay out of foul trouble?
Well, they're getting dominated in the paint right now. We're a much bigger team, and we are definitely getting outplayed down there. We've got a pretty small lineup in now. New Mexico State with press there, but it's knocks out of bounds. It's still going to be a Lopes ball. And the Lopes are just using their hands. They got to use their body more, got to use their legs more, and they got to move.
The Aggies coming out attacking tonight, JP. Nothing less than a strong effort from them so quickly off the offensive and defensive side, really playing flawlessly. Lopes are going to need to bring their best game. Jujski for 2 off that high block. She'll miss. It'll be Aggies possession. They drive right side here at the top of the key. They'll bring it down to settle. One-on-one. Williams and Anaya Baker. Right side wing trapped over to William. And that'll be a 3-second violation on the Aggies. Lopes possession. They're getting a lot of these 3-second violations. I'm not sure if they're just not realizing or just not moving as quickly, thinking that they're maintaining this outside game that they've been continuing to play outside of the arc.
Lopes are doing a good job just keeping the ball on the outside for the most part. And New Mexico State's been passing it around the key, or around the 3-point line, and the center's just been trapped in there and get called for the 3 in the key. That's the second one this game for the Aggies.
Anaya Baker at the wing, drives in right side, gets stopped, shoots a little 2-point jumper, misses. Jujski picking up the possession. The shot clock will reset. Laura Marcos Canedo at the top, over to Baker. Laramie with the pick and roll, shoots for 2, and that'll be her first few points of the game. We needed that one right there at the end of this quarter here, JP. About 20 seconds left. We'll get the replay here. Nice little swish jumper from Laramie to get that game started for her this evening.
That was a nice shot. Stopped the drought of about 2.5 minutes. Now the Lopes need a good defensive possession right now and carry over some momentum into the second quarter.
Turn and jumper right there. Laramie with the rebound. And that'll do it for the first quarter here in GCU Arena. The Lopes trailing 8-20 to the Aggies. We'll be right back after this.
My Bachelor's of Science degree in marketing from GCU. Moving on campus was one of the best decisions ever. Once I moved on campus, what really made me feel like I was a GCU student was going to all of the events and getting plugged into all the different things that we have going on here. One of the things that makes me feel most safe on campus is just the whole community aspect. Like, we're a big family here, and just knowing that I'm welcome with open arms and I can just be myself. Being an RA has given me a lot of experience that I think I can carry on through the rest of my life. Between my academic scholarship, my RA scholarship, I've got a lot of school paid for already. And what's been nice is that as I've been working throughout school, I've been paying back my loan each summer. The day I graduate, it'll feel awesome because I'll be graduating in 3 years and I'll have little to no debt.
Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu.
And welcome back to GCU Arena. At the end of this first quarter, the Lopes are trailing, JP, but it's still early on in this game. What do the Lopes need to do differently in this second quarter?
Clearly they need to step it up offensively, but I think the most important thing is on the defensive side of the ball. They just seem to be very inconsistent. One time they're trying to keep the ball outside, and then the next time down the floor they're letting it inside and trying to do that. They need to figure out what they're going to do. Trent May's going to talk to them right now in between these quarters, and they're going to figure out what game plan to take the rest of this game, and especially in the second quarter to try to get this game closer before half.
Absolutely. The Aggies coming out strong as we expected them to. They're second in the conference right now, undefeated in the conference as well, with an overall 10-6 record. The Lopes look to defend their home court tonight. Laramie for a nice spin and jumper. in the paint there for 2 points. And like you said earlier, JP, you wanted her to really heat up. Here's the replay. She drives in, and a little hook shot in the middle of the paint. That'll bring the score 20-10.
That's
Laura
a
Marcus
great
Canedo
shot.
with the
That's
ball.
a great shot by Marina Laramie there. She needs to keep doing that and keep controlling the ball. She is definitely the best player on the court for both teams.
Canedo at the top of the key. Over to Baker. She looks for an opening. Back out to Mobley. She'll shoot for 2. That was a little bit too much off the shot there. Aggies run and gun this evening. Shoot for 2. Laramie pulling down a big rebound, JP. That is going to do a lot for the defensive effort if she can continue to get those low defensive rebounds.
Absolutely. She wasn't happy after she checked out in the first quarter with that foul. She has come out in the second quarter on a mission.
You can really tell when Laramie is on and when she's not, and it seems she's come into this game a tad timid, maybe not completely on her confidence. Shot clock winding down. Mobley will go for 2 and miss. Aggies possession.
Lopes, couple bad shots early on besides Marina Laramie's 1 bucket, but they are playing a lot better defensively as Marcus Canedo gets a steal.
She goes down left and pulls out. Looks to Dejewski. Mobley on the wing there, driving in a little left side, and they'll call a timeout on that one. She put that one just off the glass, and that'll be a nice play for her. We'll be right back after this.
GCU offers more than 200 innovative programs across 9 colleges, which now include cutting-edge next-generation programs in engineering, computer science, and information technology. Grand Canyon University, the quality of a private Christian education, the affordability of a state university. Visit gcu.edu.
And welcome back to GCU Arena. The Lopes really putting the pressure on, getting that last 2-second shot there, putting the Lopes 20-12 now here in this early on in this second quarter. JP, what does it look like they need to do to adjust?
Well, coming out of the second quarter, it definitely just seemed like they woke up, came out with a lot more energy, and they were able to put a 4-0 run right now just in the second quarter, and I expect it to keep going. New Mexico State called a timeout there. They wanted to slow it down, but Trent May's telling them, keep pushing, keep this energy up, and let's get this done, and let's get this comeback going.
And the Lopes have really done well after halftime in previous games as well. Coming in from UVU after the half, they really put the pressure on. Dejewski scoring 14 points in the second half alone in that game. So they really are sometimes known as a second half team. And we can tell they're really picking it up right here into the second quarter and leading into that second half. I think there's nothing but hope for this great game tonight, JP.
As I said earlier, the key's going to be on the defensive end. Last game, New Mexico State scored 100 points. I was a little worried allowing 20 points in the first quarter, but they seem like they're getting it on the right foot now.
They're really coming out with a little bit more fire, and as long as they continue to press the Aggies, this should continue to be a great game. Down low into Freeman, misses that. Laramie out to Canedo. She'll drive up on the right side. Massaquoi calling for the pick and roll. Canedo driving left side, looking to get open. Laramie for the jumper, and she'll nail that one. JP, she's finally getting on her game and gaining some confidence. Here's the replay. Canedo out to Laramie, turns and jumps for 2. Such a great possession there for the Lopes, bringing them 14-20.
Great charge draw there by Casey Rarick, but as you were saying, Marina Laramie had a nightmare first quarter, but right now, 6 points, 4 rebounds, all in the second quarter. She's on fire right now.
Number 35, Mariah Mack, checking back in for the Aggies. Breaking that press nicely right there, JP. That was the first time I've really seen the Lopes do well. Dejewski for 3, and she'll nail that one on the left side. 3 points for Dejewski. We knew she could do it. 17-20 now, JP. The Aggies are being pressured on all sides now by the Lopes. They're really going to have to transition.
Lopes
Such a
playing
great
great
possession.
defense. That's a good bucket there by Mack, but that was good defense there by Mascoy. Coach Track was not looking happy after that last Lopes possession, and hopefully the Lopes can keep this up.
Lopes really looking to break this full court press now. Aggies playing an extended man-to-man defense on the Lopes, which really the Lopes haven't seen a lot this year. Into Laramie, she'll turn deep, go for two, miss off the glass. That'll be Aggies possession. They'll drive center court, out to Mack. That's shot by William, and she'll shoot for three and make that one 25-17.
They're a very good three-pointing team, New Mexico State is. They cannot allow that to happen as the Lopes turn the ball over.
Of course, averaging about 70 points a game. Another three-pointer put up by Williams this time. She'll miss. This is a foul called down low on the Lady Lopes.
Lopes foul, number 13, Marcos Guerrero.
Yeah,
That's
foul
gonna be-
there on Laramie. Ellis got the rebound. She got better position on Laramie there.
Yeah.
But all that was started by a bad turnover on the press. Casey Rarick was inbounding the ball. She gave a poor pass to Kajewski, and New Mexico State was able to steal that one. Baker and Mobley checking in here.
Ellis for the Aggies will miss her first free throw. She'll go for a second one.
Ellis, not a very good free throw shooter, 50% on the year so far, and 50% from the line on that trip.
Anaya Baker looking to get this press broken. She'll drive left side, trap, 2-on-1 to Massaquoi. Back to Baker. Tajewski on the left side wing. Baker wide open here, not taking advantage of that gap, but she'll pass out to Laramie. She'll shoot for two. Again, lets that one hang a little bit long. JP looked so good bringing the score at 26-19. We'll check the replay. Anaya Baker for that nice little assist there.
Lopes
Swish.
needed that bucket there. Couple bad possessions on the Lopes part, but they were able to get it there in a travel. The Lopes are going to get possession right back.
And the Aggies really having these petty mistakes here, JP,
Yeah.
getting 3-second violations, traveling violations. That's going to hurt them offensively.
And the key to breaking the press is, as the Lopes are doing, just get two people passing back and forth, get the defenders moving. They'll eventually get tired, and you'll eventually get it up the court.
That's right. It's all about creating space and opening up the court. You don't want to get trapped on the wing. Nia Baker trying to face off one-on-one. Mobley here on the right side. Shoots in her defender's face there. Just misses. She's having such a great game, though. The shots will continue to fall if she keeps shooting them. In for the Aggies. Off the board. Mascoy with a big rebound. Mobley center floor here, dribbling left side. Out to Baker. Laramie at the top of the key. Looks to Dejewski. She'll drive and get that pick. Just misses it. Mobley with the rebound. Facing off here. Little ball on ball pressure. That'll be a good jump ball. They almost lost it there, JP, down on the court. That'll end up being Aggies ball, but a great hustle and a great effort put in by Laramie there.
Salas and Freeman checking in for the Aggies. Just bad dribbling there by Bree Mobley. She's going to need to lock that one in. She got a great offensive rebound, but I would have liked her to see it. Just go out, reset, and get the Lopes to play. They're playing much better when they slow down this pace. That's how the Lopes have gotten back into this game.
Childress brought the ball up to Mack. Rebounded here by the Aggies. Mack back out to Childress. On the right side wing, a little pass and play here. Looking for an open girl. That'll be Pack for three. Misses it. Rebounded by Mobley. She'll drive left side. Nia Baker setting something up here for the Lopes. She'll look into Mobley. Rolling off this pick and play here by Laramie. And she'll step out of bounds there, JP. court awareness is something so special that we forget about. You know, you get into the midst of the game and sometimes realize they're down low, that you're just out of bounds. And that'll be a turnover, Aggies possession.
Trent may really shuffle in the players here. Just keeping fresh legs on the court, trying to keep a high energy for the Lopes.
Back at the top of the key. Out to Salas. She'll drive in on Laramie all the way for a left side layup.
Late
She'll
foul
miss
call there.
foul.
Lopes now, number 50, Seymour Massasoit.
That'll be a foul on Massasoit. That'll be her second foul, JP.
Second team foul.
3 girls now in just slight bit of foul trouble here early on into this game.
Seeing a little bit of a scoring drought for both teams. 2 minutes since the last bucket as Salas knocks down that free throw. She's an 82% free throw shooter, so definitely excellent.
Salas, your WAC player of the week. She's also earned other honors. College player of the week.
Number 21, Joanna Williams. For the Lopes,
It was her
And now
second
checking in
WAC
for
player of the
Lopes.
week honors.
for number 50, Seymour Massasoit.
Checking in for the Lopes is Kiara Clark, her first time into this game. She'll look to help break this press. Barrick over to Baker. Looks to beat by her man, Tajewski, the right side. Baker facing off. Over to Rarick. Looking to make something happen. She drives in right side, pushes off her man. That'll be on the court, down low.
Aggies foul.
That'll be an Aggies foul on number 3,
First personal.
Nisha Childress.
Second team foul.
And that'll be a timeout with about 3 minutes left in the second quarter. Stay with us right here on GCU TV.
Hey Phoenix, it's Thunder Dan Marley, head coach at Grand Canyon University. Coming to GCU was a great move for me. Join Antelope Nation by enrolling as an evening student at our beautiful campus in the heart of Phoenix. Earn your bachelor's, master's, or doctoral degree to take your career to the next level. Engage with industry expert instructors in small classroom settings where you can get the support you need to excel. Scholarships available. See you on campus. Go Lopes.
Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Visit gcu.edu/.
And welcome back to GCU Arena here as we're about to close out this first half. The Lopes putting up a great defensive effort and offensively doing well, breaking this Aggies press, JP.
They need to have a strong last 3 minutes. Keep this energy up. They've been playing very good defense. They're going to need to keep it up and get this game close before half as Laramie draws a foul there. That was a great post move.
Laramie goes for 2, right? Like you said, under the basket. She'll pick up that foul. I want to see her play just with a little bit more confidence, JP. She's coming out a bit timid, unlike we normally see her play, putting up those late baskets, but such a great free throw shooter. She'll sink the first one.
That was a great play call by Trent May. You always got to love calls a 20-second timeout, then they come back with a great play call, and he's able to get a foul or a bucket.
She'll go 50% there on the foul line. Salas driving up for the Aggies against Anaya Baker. Drives right side out to Childress. She'll drive in strong side over to Mack. Looks to pass out to Salas. She'll look to shoot. Mack picking up the ball here above the arc. Strong defensive effort here by the Lopes. Anaya Baker picking up that rebound. They're
Great
really
defense.
pushing the ball. And Rarick for 3!
Great
Such
shot.
a great shot there out on the wing, JP.
Yeah, great shot by Casey Rarick there, but it was all created by the great defense on the last possession by Anaya Baker on Brooke Salas.
They're really capitalizing on their defensive effort as well. They're really using their rebounds to gain some momentum into the offensive effort, and that's such a great dynamic transition that they have going for them.
Like to see the Lopes get a couple more good possessions here. That one's a good foul. Laramie's playing real strong this quarter. 9 points, 4 rebounds. definitely a great quarter for her. This is what the Lopes needed to get back into this game because it looked a little lopsided that first quarter.
Absolutely. We like to say we need Marina Laramie. I mean, she averages 20 points a game, 8 rebounds, 2 assists. She really puts up the numbers for GCU, and we need her out there on the floor maintaining that confidence. She'll sink this first free throw.
And as I said earlier, we've seen Laramie do really well this quarter, getting down low, and Casey Rare just knocked down a 3. That's what's going to happen. That's just the consequences. If you go down low, the defense is going to have to play a little deeper, and it's going to leave some shooters open for some threes.
She'll shoot that second one, 100% from the foul line this time, JP. The Aggies look to press back here. Anaya Baker with the steal. They'll call at half court though. We'll see what they call here. The Aggies defensive foul there.
I think Trent May might want a clear path foul here. Anaya Baker, she stole the ball and she was wide open. There was no one in front of her. She got fouled. I think that should have been a clear path foul.
Absolutely. Great court awareness by Anaya Baker. She really capitalized on that play, looked where she needed and got the positioning. She'll head to the foul line.
Anaya Baker, a good, not a great free throw shooter, 45%.
She'll hit that first one. Checking back into the Aggies is number 22, Tyler Ellis. Baker for her second free throw, sinking that one. That'll raise her percentage there, JP.
Yeah, that'll help.
Salas, center court here, goes left on Rarick, looks center. Salas, back out to Childress. She'll pick up her dribble. Great defensive pressure here. Salas for 2. She got lucky on that one. Great pressure put on by the Lopes here late in the second quarter. Massaquoi looks to break this press. Into Baker, she'll break free. Out to Laramie for 3. Oh, just missing that one. It looks so good baseline.
Good foul there by Gajewski. Slow things down. The pace was getting a little fast for the Lopes. They've done best when it's a slower pace. So a good foul to get there by Gajewski. It's able to slow it down a little bit. Defense can reset, and they'll be able to put together a good possession here.
And this really has been a unique change for the Lopes. Such a challenge to play such a fast run and gun team that goes up and down the court so quickly and plays so well off of fast momentum. Mack at the top of the key, out to Salas. She'll shoot for 3 and nail that one down, JP. 35-26, rounding out this second quarter. 45 seconds left. Anaya Baker into Massaquoi. Mobley picking up the left side here. Back over to Baker. 34 seconds left in this half. Massaquoi at the top of the key. They're looking to spread out here and get one last shot off before the end of this half. Laramie open baseline. She'll drive in, spin move to Massaquoi. She'll shoot for 3 and nail that buzzer beater for the Lopes.
That was a big shot for the Lopes.
Nice little replay here. Massaquoi getting a low pass, nailing that one right there at the shot clock. And the Aggies picking up a quick 2 points right there before the end of the half. Wow, such a great ending to this half, JP.
Yeah, 2 buzzer beaters. That was a fun half. We will be right back here on GCU TV.
I'm Dominique. I'm a student here at Grand Canyon University studying hospitality management. My hospitality courses here are giving me a high quality education from professors that I know have been successful. Being able to work while I'm in school has enriched my college experience. I feel like I know where I'm going and what I want to do. When they say find your purpose, they mean it.
Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu.
fans, if you see a top play or any great WACtion, let us know about it using the hashtag WACTOP5. Then go to our Instagram every Monday to see if your video made the cut. Be sure to vote on your favorites and tune in to the WAC Digital Network on Wednesdays to see where each play ranks. For the WAC Digital Network, I'm Jessie Punch.
Welcome back to GCU Arena at halftime here. The Lopes just trailing 29-37, but really a great game. They've really come out in this second quarter and brought some fire to their play, JP. What do you expect from this second half?
Well, we saw in that second quarter they started playing with a lot more energy. Trent May switched to man defense, and I think that was very smart because the Lopes were a pretty quick team and were able to stay in front of our defenders. So I think that was a very smart move. But one key thing they forgot to do is guard Brooke Salas. 14 points, a lot of that coming late in that game. She hit a couple twos, she hit a wide open three, and the Lopes are going to need to shut her down if they want to have a successful second half.
And of course, it's been a great few weeks for men's and women's basketball here at Grand Canyon University, but it's been a great few weeks for the entire conference, the Western Athletic Conference play. Here's a little bit of a look back at the ladies here in the Western Athletic Conference.
It's time for the WAC Roundup for women's basketball the week of January 10th, 2017. UTRGV hosting Chicago State on the WAC Digital Network. First quarter, Shantae Goff goes off the glass and gets the foul. This is a WAC Top 5 nominee, but Chicago State jumps out to the early lead. Tiana Thomas with the drive to the hoop. Cougars lead 15-10, end of the first quarter. Kaylee Allen hits the three with time winding down. The Cougars lead by 10 after one. They would also lead at the half in the third quarter. Nice up and under move by Megan Johnson. UTRGV pulls away, winning by a final of 71-43. In Las Cruces, New Mexico State hosting UMKC. Aries Washington comes off the bench for the Roos to score a team-high 18. UMKC leading 39-37 at the half. Time winding down in the third when Zaire Williams hits the three. Aggies up by 6. It's close throughout. Under 20 seconds to go. Mariah Mack goes to the rack. Reverse layup. Gives New Mexico State a 4-point lead. That's also a WAC Top 5 nominee. NM State wins 78-72. The WAC Player of the Week is Brooke Salas of New Mexico State. She helped the Aggies to 2 victories, scoring a total of 30 points while grabbing 14 rebounds and dishing out 7 assists. WAC standings, New Mexico State tied with UTRGV at 2-0. Grand Canyon and Seattle U also started with wins in the first week of conference play. The Lopes playing at Utah Valley. The Wolverines starting off well. Taylor Gordon with the putback. She scores 21 with 7 rebounds. UVU leads after the second quarter. Grand Canyon goes on an 18-0 run. Jessica Gajewski scores 22 for GCU. Marina Laramie would score 12. Grand Canyon wins by a final of 62-46. We go to Seattle. The Redhawks hosting CSU Bakersfield. First quarter, Jacinta Beckley hits the three as SU leads by 10. Second quarter, Bakersfield goes on a 14-0 run. Alexis Gilbert for 3, and it's a 1-point ball game. Game remains close in the second half, just over a minute to go when Delaney Perry hits the 3. That's up for the top 5 as well. Seattle U with the win, final 54-47. On the WAC Digital Network, the Redhawks travel to UMKC on Thursday for a 7 p.m. tip. Utah Valley visits Chicago State, and UTRGV faces CSU Bakersfield. On Saturday, the Wolverines are at the Roos, and the Vaqueros play a big game at Grand Canyon. If you see a great play, let us know about it using the hashtag WACTOP5. As always, make sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram and like us on Facebook. For the WAC Digital Network, I'm Eric Danner. It's time for WAC in the Day, brought to you by Geico. Back in the day, BYU dominated WAC football. Between 1972 and 1998, the Cougars won 18 WAC championships. That includes 10 titles in a row. Between 1976 and 1985, the team was coached by the legendary Lavelle Edwards, who passed away last week at the age of 86. Edwards led BYU to the national championship in 1984. That same year, he was named National Coach of the Year. Edwards won 168 conference games while in the WAC, more than any coach in conference history. The football stadium at BYU is named in his honor, and in 2004, Edwards was enshrined in the College Football Hall of Fame. For the WAC Digital Network, I'm Eric Danner.
Obviously, BYU no longer in the WAC, but that was a heck of a run by the late Lavelle Edwards. He will definitely be missed in the BYU community. But as for the Lopes, they're 9-5, third in the WAC, but they can vault over New Mexico State with a win here tonight. They're going to need a comeback. This has been a heck of a game, though. I'm excited for the second half.
Of course, it's been a great week here on campus for student workers as well. It is Student Worker Appreciation Week here at GCU. Here are just some of the great student workers on campus that make this community so great. Take a look.
I feel like my job has transformed me to be a more confident individual. I remember the first days that I started working at GCU, I was very hesitant to answer the phones, but with the help of my coworkers and my supervisor, I feel I'm able to communicate effectively with other people, and I have this newfound confidence that I'll be able to carry with me throughout the rest of my life. And I think it's very important for my field of study, which is physical therapy.
I feel like I try to inspire my students to do a good job and make sure that they're confident in what they're doing, but in the end, I feel like a lot of times they inspire me to be a better manager.
GCVC, honestly, I'm so proud of working at Grand Canyon Beverage Company because it affects GCU so much. Like, I see people walking around and they're carrying their Grand Canyon cups or the GCVC cups, and I'm just so proud. I'm like, wow, I work at that place. It honestly is just like so amazing.
We really appreciate everything that our student workers do for us. They are our foundation. They really help us get the next group of individual students in, and they are our future leaders, so we rely on them a lot.
Working as a student worker, I've personally seen myself grow throughout the years, from freshman year to senior year this year. It's been an experience and quite a journey. You definitely grow, and what's great about working as a student worker is that your managers, your coworkers, and just entire career services really harness your skills and your talents and want you to excel in those. So they really help you with that. They work with you. And you work with them in that same aspect as well. So just being able to grow every day. We all grow as humans, but to grow professionally as well is most important, and being a student worker, you're able to achieve and do that.
Our student workers and hiring managers make an impact. Go Lopes!
And Student Worker Appreciation Week kicked off yesterday with food and events going on all week. Continues until the 17th, where student workers can enjoy a free barbecue before the men's basketball game that night. And that was such a great look at really what student workers do and everything they provide here on campus. Really such a special honor to be honored by the faculty and staff. I know I'm very lucky to be a student worker. I'm sure you are as well, JP.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing how GCU provides this working atmosphere, but also they're very flexible and able to work around your school schedule. Also concerning the students, the best student section around, the Havocs. Let's see what goes into their performance every week when they come out here and light it up in this GCU arena.
That's right.
The thing that has turned GCU's basketball and athletics experience into something so incredibly special so fast, hands down, is the collaboration that the student section, the school, the cheer team, the band, the dance, and all of athletics uses together and is involved in. It's absolutely unbelievable, the kind of support and collaboration that goes on here, and I don't think people really see how many people truly are involved in making this thing special, and it's really a pretty cool thing on campus.
Being a part of a team that works so well with cheer, band, and dance is huge, and not to mention the Havocs are the most important part of game day. They're the ones who bring the atmosphere, and we just help create that. All four of us work as a family. We've done performances together, which has been so awesome, and just overall, I've never seen a program that works so well with one another.
I like to think of the Havocs, cheer, band, and dance as the Fantastic Four because we all collaborate so well together, and without it, it wouldn't be the experience that it is. We're all working so hard that we make that arena the loudest and the most entertaining that it possibly can. And we all get along so well that it makes it an easy and a fun job.
I I think my favorite part is just seeing everyone in like my section and in the band in general just get so into it. Like they will just be such a quiet person, and then once it's like time for the game, everyone just goes crazy, and like once it's a purple pregame party, everyone's dancing and cheering and then yelling at the game and just getting so into it. And I just think that it's awesome that not only are we getting into it, but we're helping all the other students and all the season ticket holders get involved and just get so excited and love the game.
Louisville and San Diego State coming here was a really big deal for all of the GCU atmosphere. It was unbelievable seeing the support and the madhouse that was the GCU Arena on that Saturday and Wednesday. The Louisville game, it was probably the loudest the arena has ever been. And then 4 days later, the San Diego State game got even louder, and it was unreal. Probably my favorite experience in college so far.
We have a job that we have to do, but we're also enjoying doing it while we are performing and playing well, and we all work together to make sure that we're putting on the best possible show that we can. And I'm just so blessed to be a leader and help out in something so awesome, and just to see the outcome in the games. And when we hear other coaches complimenting, all cheer, band, dance, and Havoc, like it's really awesome to know that we were a part of it and we made it really special.
I want to say this in college basketball in my 40 plus years was the toughest crowd I've ever faced. You got something special here, really special. Whether we go to Duke, Kentucky, and nothing was as tough as that environment tonight. Just really, really impressed with what you have here. You're gonna, as soon as you get eligible for this tournament, you're gonna have something really, really special.
When opposing coaches compliment the student section, it's pretty cool to see because they don't have to do that by any means. And to see what Rick Pitino said about the Havoc, saying that our atmosphere is the most hostile atmosphere he's seen in 40 years, and then Sean Miller complimenting our entire basketball program and our school in general, it means a lot.
Just so cool to watch the whole entire arena stand and just jumping up and down. All the different entertainment between band, cheer, dance, and Havocs, just full of ton of school spirit, and we always hope we win.
Personally, I think this is the most exciting game that you can watch. Whether you're watching it on TV or whether you're here in the arena, there's nothing like it. There's nothing louder. There's nothing more exciting. Every part of our game is a production. Everything is scheduled out so that each time out, we're on the court as soon as that buzzer goes, so that the people are entertained, the students stay excited. It's all choreographed, and a lot of hard work has been put into it so that every person that comes here is entertained and they leave that arena saying, wow, there's something special going on there.
I had the pleasure of being a Havocs member last year in my freshman year, and it was a great experience. The atmosphere is so electric. It's just so much fun. You get here 2 hours before, you go to the pregame tailgate, you just hang out with a lot of friends. It's just so much fun. You do chants all game, and then you shuffle out of the arena with everyone after a good Lopes win. It's just an awesome time.
Absolutely. That's really what GCU basketball is known for, is our student section and the Havoc. So such a great thing to be a part of, and makes the whole college experience worth it. So back to this great game here at halftime. We got about 2 minutes until the second half kicks off. Your GCU Lopes trailing 29-37 to the New Mexico State Aggies. What are we going to need to do to transition?
Are definitely going to need to continue this defensive pressure as you're watching the highlights. Bree Mobley with a great drive there. They're going to need to keep being aggressive on offense just like that play. I would like to see them continue to get the ball through Laramie and Mobley. 8 points for Mobley, 5 rebounds. That's a big half. 11 points, 4 rebounds for Laramie. That was all in the second quarter as well. So that was a monster quarter for Marina Laramie. She needs to keep it up. Zelor Mascoy with a great buzzer beater there. That was an exciting end of the half. But overall, I think it was a pretty good half for the Lopes. Just need a lockdown on defense a touch better, and it could be a good outcome for the Lopes.
Absolutely. Marina Laramie is such a versatile player. She really plays big on all sides, has a great offensive effort. She can knock down the shot, but she can also rebound. Bree Mobley right there knocking it down on the baseline. Great pass out to Rarick. Back to her for that three-pointer, knocking that big shot down for the Lopes. And the cheerleaders with a great move as well. Laura Marcus Canedo at the top of the key, passes over to Laramie for another quick two-pointer. She really, like you said, JP, came alive in that second quarter. I think she heard us talking about her, wanting her to really come out big, and she did that for us. Really playing great. If she can get some more rebounds, if she can play big down low in the paint, she'll have another great half and really come out on top. Against UVU, the Lopes came out in the second half with an 18-0 run, and I think that's something they can do here. You know, if they wear down the Aggies, tire them out, break their press, you know, pressure the weak side on some specific players, they can really come out and advance this lead here into the second half and come out with a victory.
As you said, 18-0 run. They outscored UVU 22-4 in that quarter. They're going to need another defensive effort like that in one of these quarters if they want to get this win.
That's right, and now we're back here out onto the court for the start of this second half. Rarick out to Laramie for two. That's just short off the rim there for the Lopes. Once again, the score 29-37. They've really trailed this whole game, but not within reach of overcoming here.
Great move
Little
there by Brooke
spin
Salas.
move there by Salas. She'll go for two.
Rarick's
to
going to have
inbound the ball.
She's going to have to do a better job defensively there.
Yeah, something we don't want to see the Lopes do is come out and falter in the second half. We've seen that before against Washington when they played University of Washington early on. They played such a great first half and really broke down in the second half, and they need to remain strong. Mobley over here to Canedo. Laramie going in on the block.
Yeah, it was the same situation. Down by 9 at halftime. It was down to 8 here. But the star player for Washington, Kelsey Plum, was able to come out. She was able to score a lot of points, and the Lopes weren't able to contain her. And hopefully that does not happen again with Brooke Salas, who is definitely the star player for the Aggies. 16 points in 17 minutes. They're going to need to slow her down.
She's WAC Player of the Week as well. The second time with that honor. She's weak on the left side. If they can really pressure her there, they can make something happen and capitalize on a defensive effort. Massaquoi looks for Rarick, who goes baseline. Tripped up there. I believe it will still remain Lopes possession down low on the baseline. Mobley to throw the ball in. Switching out with Canedo here. They're really putting the pressure on in the paint, not allowing anything to come in. But we are also a great shooting team above the arc as well, JP. We've had 112 baskets beyond the arc. Mobley looking left, spinning right, drives in, looks for the shot. Little hook shot there in the paint for Mobley. That'll be a Lopes basket, 2 points, putting the lead now 31-39. Mack going in, pushing Canedo down there. Canedo will pick up the possession. Looking for a little bit of a better ball movement here, JP. Laramie for two, off the glass. That'll be a big two-pointer for her.
Ref calling a double tech. Couple of the players. Marcus Canedo got a little physical there.
Some confusion here out on the court. The refs discussing the play here.
Mack and Canedo got into it a little bit coming up the court. I didn't see exactly what happened, but Canedo didn't seem like she did it, but Mack seemed a little frustrated about that one. The ref's still discussing it, but the initial call was a double technical on each player.
Now, the Aggies continue to pressure us in the paint, and I think we need to return the favor and pressure them down low as well. They're getting a lot of drives. Mack, one of those players who is consistently driving in on the basket down low, and if we can keep them above the arc as they're doing to us, that really can change the dynamic of this game here. It has been a rough game so far. Lopes got into a little bit of a foul trouble early on, but if they can slow this game down on their end, the Aggies have really pressured them on all sides, going out on that full court press from nearly the beginning of the game. JP, that's flustered the Lopes, but if anything, it's challenged them and they'll learn from it. They haven't really been pressured like that all season long.
Yeah, double text stand for each player.
It'll be Aggies possession. Williams to bring the ball down. Number 24, Freeman on the high block. They left her wide open there, JP.
Yeah, Laramie gave her a little too much room there. It looked like she was going to pass the ball, but then she was able to take a wide open shot as Laramie knocks down a great jumper. Laramie's having a great job.
Laramie is such an asset. She remains so big here. We'll look at this replay. Such a nice soft jumper for her. She really makes such a huge difference in these games, JP. When she comes alive, the entire Lopes team really comes alive, and they have this confidence about them that really makes such a difference in the momentum of the game. Anaya Baker checking back in for the Lopes.
Absolutely. She's got a beautiful jump shot, and she's so versatile. She can be physical down low, or she can put a move on you and hit a nice jump shot. I think a key the rest of the game here. Laramie 15 points, Salas 16. I think whoever scores more than the other, I think that team might win this game.
Absolutely. It'll be our big man against their big man. Mack out there to the baseline. Williams shoot for three, misses. Anaya Baker getting that rebound. She'll drive right side all the way into the basket, just missing that one off the backboard. Salas up to Mack, goes baseline on Rarick, goes right by Rarick, but that'll be Williams out there for three. Laramie slowing it down, over to Mobley, back out to Anaya Baker. Really wanting to see some better ball movement here. Massaquoi setting up the pick, but Baker not really using it. Massaquoi down low off the glass for two.
Oh, that was a
closing in on
play.
this lead, 37-41. But it'll be number 35, Mariah Mack, to answer back for the Aggies, bringing the lead 43-37. Rarick over to Baker. She'll look to break this press. They are doing such a great job, though, of moving the ball courtside on this press. Laramie goes up for two, drawing the foul low in the paint, really using her size quite well in that play, JP.
I love the way the Lopes are ignoring whatever New Mexico State does on offense. That last possession, a beautiful play. They got it down to Baker, or they got it down to Laramie right on the elbow. She was able to kick it to Massaquoi. Nice layup. But then New Mexico State came and fired right back with a quick basket. But the Lopes, once again, came back and slowed it down. It was great to see that.
Laramie knocking down that first free throw. Such a dynamic player and a great shooter on all sides, JP. She shot well tonight from the foul line as well. Jajewski checking back in.
Laramie 4 of 5 from the free throw line. Definitely a good night. 6 of 12 from the field. She's having a monster game so far, and she knocks down the second one. 17 points for her, 5 rebounds and 2 assists. We need to keep this up, and we could very well win this game.
Picking up the speed for the Aggies. Mack will look to shoot. Mobley getting in the play. Number 22, Tyler Ellis, will put a spin move on Laramie in the paint to draw those 2 points. Anaya Baker to press the ball up. Mobley on this left side. She'll drive in, look out. Laramie for 2 at the top of the key. She'll knock those 2 points down. 45-41 JP. William to answer back, drawing 2 points, I believe.
Yeah, Laramie reached in there. That was definitely a bad foul she took there. Kind of gave her a little shoulder and then reached in on her hands. But she still enabled the Aggie to get the shot up, and she's able to hit the and one.
Something we need to be aware of, too, from the Lope side is mismatches on the play, because Laramie is such a taller player, Jajewski taller than most of the Aggies as well. If we can take advantage of the mismatch on the play, use that to advantage, get some nice pick and rolls and dishes down low, we can really change the transition of this game. 48-41, Anaya Baker with the possession here.
Great press break there by the Lopes. Anaya Baker was she's a great ball handler. She was just able to get through that. She's a very aggressive player.
Laramie down low at Massaquoi, drives in on the opening. Jajewski for three. She'll miss that one. Massaquoi tearing down that rebound. Jajewski keeping it in play. Nice little touch. Hook shot jumper for her. Little fade away on that one. Looked so nice. We'll catch the replay.
Beautiful runner here. Beautiful runner by Jajewski. She was almost lost possession, but kept her speed up and got right around the screen and was able to put that one up.
Pack into Mac. She'll jump for two and knock that one down. They're really picking up the speed here, JP. We're answering back nicely, but if we can rush them as they're rushing us, it'll move the game. Baker almost losing it there, and they will call that traveling on Baker here. The press just getting to her slightly, but she's doing a nice job of staying calm, staying composed, and breaking the press.
Yeah, she had the open player to pass it to, but the ball slipped out of her hands and she re-grabbed it, and that is definitely a traveling violation.
Childress dribbling out. Over to Pack. She'll drive in left side. Out to Williams. She'll shoot. Missed that one. Laramie with the rebound. Out to Baker. She'll look to move the ball. They really need to spread the floor here and not collapse on the offensive effort. And Laramie for two. Once again, JP making great moves down low, using her size, using her body, really creating some space off of that defense right there. Nice little playback for you. But that'll be Ellis for two for the Aggies. 52-45. Both teams capitalizing on every offensive possession they have. Leaving no room for mistake here, JP.
No, Lopes are doing very good on offense, but, well, both teams are doing very good on offense. And Jajewski fires down a three. But both teams doing very good on offense. Lopes just need a lockdown on defense if they want to cut this lead a little bit. They've been right between 4 and 8 point deficit, but that's just because they're just trading baskets with New Mexico State.
Absolutely. Back and forth, pass and play. Looks to go in. Steal by the Lopes. Mobley on the right side goes all the way in for two. Nice little layup to bring the score to a 2-point deficit, 52-50. Stay with us. We'll be right back after this.
Hello, Phoenix. This is Jerry Colangelo from Grand Canyon University. You can join the GCU community by enrolling as an evening student at our beautiful campus in the heart of Phoenix. Earn your bachelor's, master's, or doctoral degree to take your career to the next level. Engage with industry expert instructors and get the support you need to excel. I look forward to seeing you on campus.
Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Visit gcu.edu/evening.
And welcome back to a very excited GCU Arena here. The Lopes bringing that lead, narrowing into just 2 points. Aggies 52, your Lopes 50 here, about 3 minutes left into this third quarter. What has really been the difference, JP, in this second half?
Well, the Lopes have been unstoppable on offense, but that's not the difference. The difference has been on the defensive end. They've been able to stop New Mexico State, force some turnovers. They've been able to steal the ball a little bit, played strong defense in the paint, and haven't given up any open shots. Most shots have been contested. And they're just playing with a lot of energy. As you saw there, Bree Mobley with a great layup. She's just so much faster than her defender. They called a timeout. Zelo Mascoy came to the sideline and gave a chest bump to her coach. It was just great to see a lot of energy going on for the Lopes right now.
That's right, Coach Trent May getting so excited about that one. Really seeing his team come together in this game, working so well. No matter what 5 players are out there on the court, they're working so well together as a team. You can see them truly communicating with one another too. Even when another player checks in, you can see they know exactly where to go, exactly how to fill the spot of where they need to be, and that communication is going to be key too. Sometimes we forget those important aspects, not so much the skill set, but really the communication as well, as a 5 out there with so much subbing going in and out as well.
Yeah,
We're
the
back
Lopes
here.
are doing well. They got a short memory. They're just forgetting about the last possession. They're always just focusing on what they can do better on this possession, and it's been great to see that. A lot of energy, and it's been a fun quarter so far, and I think we're going to have a good rest of the game.
Childress with the ball. Nia Baker playing her very closely, getting beat on the crossover there. She'll drive in for 2. Nice little crossover play by Childress, and Nia Baker will look to answer back over to Massaquoi. She'll wait for her 4 players to spread out here. Nia Baker at the top of the key. Mobley coming around for a jumper. Massaquoi tearing down that rebound. Back up. Mobley dribbling out to Gajewski. She'll go for 3. The Lopes looking to really make 4 shots off of that one. Couldn't really capitalize on a score here. Salas for the Aggies driving in. The defense really needs to come out, JP. That's one thing. We're allowing them to come closer and closer into the paint, really not pushing them out above the arc, allowing too much risky shots under the basket.
Yeah, bad communication on that possession. Brooke Salas got into the paint. They were able to hit the ball out of bounds, though. Slow the defense down a bit. One thing I want to see from the Lopes, as Mac drives it in and gets a layup, I would like to see a Nia Baker right there included. She needs to use her hands a little bit more. Last game against Arizona Christian, she had like 4 or 5 steals. She doesn't have any yet. I'd like to see her get a couple here late. That could be key.
We need to continue to pressure them as they are us, coming out on them further. Gajewski on the right side looks for Laramie. She'll face off against her defender. Gajewski picking it back up. She'll drive in left side for a nice little floater there to pick up 2 points. 56-52, 2 minutes remaining.
As you see the highlight here, Gajewski with a great drive. She's just a very fundamentally sound player. Wow.
Salas picking up 2 points there. She really is, like you said, JP, she's so fundamentally sound. She has such great handles. She has such a nice crossover. She's strong with both hands, and she really uses the left and right side well. You can't really see a weak side on her. She does so well in both areas, and that'll be a timeout on the floor. Stick with us right here on GCU TV.
There's a surge of excitement at GCU as the Lopes gear up for greatness. We do not accept defeat. We will not disappoint. We will not quit. We are the intensity brewing in the heart of Phoenix. We are the Lopes rising. Come watch us defend our house against Louisville, San Diego State, and rival New Mexico State. Catch all the family-friendly entertainment. Games will sell out. Get your basketball season tickets today at lopestickets.com.
Welcome back to GCU Arena. Score remains 58-52. The Lopes are trailing just by a slim margin. I think they can pull it off. We have a lot of time left, JP. Really, the pressure is going to make a difference. There's so many aspects of this game and so many things that have really changed throughout the duration of the game. But I think they can pull this one out, JP.
Yeah, I really think they can. They just a couple few bad possessions there. They let the 2-point lead slip to 6. Not too large though. They're out shooting New Mexico State from 3, 40%. So they're definitely hitting threes good. They just need to keep this energy up and keep the defensive pressure on.
Gajewski coming in and really changing the momentum of this game. Laramie remaining that key player, that key leader as she always is. Those 2 players are really going to change this 3rd into 4th quarter and really bring something special out of this game tonight. All players playing so dynamic tonight, using their strength, using their bodies, the size. The mixed match of the height difference between the Lopes and the Aggies have been something they can take advantage of as well. We're going to head back out onto the court for the end of this 3rd quarter here in GCU Arena. And Salas will be headed to the foul line to shoot. A great shooter, as we've discussed this evening. She averages about 12.5 points for the Aggies. She's also the WAC Player of the Week. Massaquoi breaking the press over to Canedo. Canedo out to Laramie. Canedo on the right side wing above the arc. She'll look to make a move here on Childress into Laramie. She'll drive baseline. Just missing Gajewski there. They were defended too closely. Really, the Aggies have put pressure on them all night long, sticking to them, JP. It's been hard to really create space and to spread the floor. And that's something they really need to change into this fourth quarter, is to create some openings to be able to get into the paint.
A couple subs checking in for the Lopes. Casey Rarick's checking in. She could be a key player down the stretch. Definitely a very electric three-point shooter. She leads the Lopes in three-pointers this year.
And the Aggies will look to answer back with a turnover. They've made a few silly mistakes as well, having a few different calls on them this evening. It'll bring it back to a Lopes possession, 59-52. About a minute 20 left in this third quarter. Anaya Baker driving right side. Massaquoi on the high block. Anaya Baker taking it from her. Laramie looking to set up. She passes into Massaquoi. She'll drive right side, pushing her defense out, and she'll turn that ball over to Mack for the Aggies, who will drive in center court. Pulls up. Salas driving wide. About 18 seconds left on the shot clock. Childress out left. They're winding this clock down. Mack will shoot for three and nail that one down. Again, like you said, JP, Laramie really needs to come out and not give them so much space. Again, that's the second time from the high block she's allowed that shot off. If she really can put some more pressure without rushing her offensive player, she can really be a little bit more of an asset there on the high block on the defensive side. Massaquoi, 4-3, goes baseline with about 10 seconds left. Putting pressure now here in GCU Arena. Mack will go right, spin move left. She'll shoot for two just off the rim. Massaquoi pulling that rebound down. And that'll do it for the third quarter. Your Lopes trail 62-55 here in GCU Arena. We'll be right back for the fourth quarter.
I'm Taylor, and I'm getting my Bachelor's of Science degree in marketing from GCU. Moving on campus was one of the best decisions ever. Once I moved on campus, what really made me feel like I was a GCU student was going to all of the events and getting plugged into all the different things that we have going on here. One of the things that makes me feel most safe on campus is just the whole community aspect. Like, we're a big family here, and just knowing that I'm welcome with open arms and I can just be myself. Being an RA has given me a lot of experience that I think I can carry on through the rest of my life. Between my academic scholarship, my RA scholarship, I've got a lot of school paid for already. And what's been nice is that as I've been working throughout school, I've been paying back my loan each summer. The day I graduate, it'll feel awesome because I'll be graduating in 3 years and I'll have little to no debt.
Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu.
And welcome back to GCU Arena for the beginning of this fourth quarter here. Ending to such a great game. The Lopes are trailing 55-62, but there's still hope here, JP. They've been playing so well all game, really on all sides of the floor. They've played well. We'd like to see them put a little bit more pressure on this Aggies team. The Aggies have been such run and gun here this whole evening.
Yeah, they need to step it up a little on the defensive end, as I've been harping on all night. They're on pace to score about 80 points, and if you let up 80 points to a team, the odds are you're not going to win. So Lopes definitely need to step it up on defense, but Marina Laramie, 21 points. She's going to be a key player in this fourth quarter. She's going to need to have about 5 to 10 more points. She's going to need to lead the Lopes here right now in this last charge to win the game. And Brooke Salas, they're going to need to be able to slow her down and able to get this win.
That's right, we're back out here on the court. Childress with the ball over to Mack. Out to Salas, facing off. Here, Rarick getting caught up there in the pick. Massaquoi tearing that rebound down. A bunch of hands in her way, getting that one off. Rarick out to Baker. Gajewski into Laramie for 2. Great play there by the Lopes. Gajewski looking so well into Laramie. Laramie drawing the foul on that one and sinking that 2-pointer. We'll see the replay. Gajewski really saw Laramie's pressure there on the backside. Laramie pulling that one off nicely, and she'll be headed to the line to make this a 3-point play, JP.
Laramie is pumped up. You can just tell how much this game means to them. Lopes playing New Mexico State right now, just behind them in the standings, and they also have a game Saturday against University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley, and they're in first place in the WAC. So the Lopes have 2 back-to-back games.
Rarick shoots for 3, firing that one off just a little bit too hard. It'll be Aggies' possession now. Rarick really coming in with a lot of confidence. Like you said, JP, we need those key players to step up to the plate this evening. This game really on the line is such an important one for both teams here in the top 3 standings for Western Athletic Conference play. Childress at the top of the key, over to Mack, facing off against Baker. Salas almost losing it there. Massaquoi playing great pressure. Massaquoi will pick up a block down low there, getting her 3rd foul, I believe, of the evening. That'll be under the basket, though. Mobley checking back in for the Lopes.
Childress was driving in there, and I think Massaquoi was set. I think that was a charge, but the ref calls a block.
Yeah, she was set up there for a charge. Ref not calling it that way. Aggies picking up 2 points there for Brianna Freeman. 57-64. Anaya Baker feeling the pressure. She really needs to calm down just a little bit in that full court press. It's really been a struggle for them all evening, but they've done a nice job of being challenged by this extended pressure.
She's a very confident dribble, and sometimes it gets her in a little too much trouble, but she was able to reconnect possession there.
Baker fires off a 2-pointer with 2 seconds left on the shot clock. Will be a shot clock violation, though, and an Aggies possession. Laura Marcos Canedo checking back in for the Lopes. Childress for the Aggies bringing the ball down. 2-on-1 defense put on there, leaving 1 man open, though. Mobley knocking that rebound down there, getting in the grips of her hands quite nicely. She's had a great game as well. Canedo to Gajewski. Gajewski to Baker. Over to Mobley on the left side wing. She drives in, left side. Goes onto the basket, up for the rebound. Played off, back to Mobley. She'll look out to Canedo. They'll settle it down. She'll drive in that open space. They never really collapsed there on her. I think she had some room to go all the way, but she pulls it out.
She had an open 3 as well. I would have liked to see her shoot that.
Yeah.
She's got to be confident in her shot and be able to hit those.
Gajewski for 3, fires one off, in and out of the rim. Williams pushing the ball down to Mack on the baseline. She'll look to Childress on the other side of the court. Salas left wide open at the top of the key. She'll miss that 3. Back out to Mack, and she'll get fouled under the basket. They really needed to foul her on that one, to say the least. They left her wide open. They're trying to come out in a 2-1 defense on these ball handlers, which, you know, is a great idea and is a great concept, but it's leaving these quick men wide open down low.
And part of that unorganization is because they're leaving, or they're allowing offensive rebounds. They need to box out, and they need to secure those. Gajewski was the only one in the paint there. Laramie and Massaquoi need to be down there.
Mack will go now for her second free throw. knocking that one down. That'll bring the score 66-57. About 7 minutes left in this game. Aggies really pressuring in this zone here. They're playing a little bit of a 2-1-2 full court press. Lopes look to break it. Mobley going all the way, looking for Baker. Laramie down open here in the paint, but it'll be out to Mobley. She'll pull up for a jumper. Laramie goes for that rebound but misses. It'll be Aggies' possession there. Looked like it was a little off the hands of the Aggies, but they will call it off, I believe, Laramie. And a foul on number 11, Casey Rarick. Not really sure what happened down there, JP. Did you happen to see it?
Yeah, it looked like she may have hit the wrist a little bit, but Rarick did not think so. The ref called a foul, though. She had a much better view than we do. Lopes really need to lock down on defense and score. They haven't scored a bucket in the last 3 minutes.
Mack drives in. Rarick getting the possession there. Exactly what we needed, forcing an Aggies turnover. Baker will drive out to Mobley. They really need to see these gaps here, JP. This defense is coming out on them, leaving the paint wide open under the basket. Laramie looking to get open here. She'll get the ball at the top of the key, out to Mobley, back into Laramie for a drive and dish, and she'll pick up a foul there. Drawing that one out, she went for 2 there under the basket.
That's good to see there. The Lopes haven't, in this whole fourth quarter, haven't really gone down low. And Laramie is the key player, and that's how they've gotten to make this such a close game, is going down low. And they were unable to do it there.
It seems as if the Lopes are unable to see a little bit of this mix-match play here down low as well. Laramie out hiding her other player under the basket. They'll review the play here. But really, the height difference is quite a lot, and they need to see that there for Laramie and dish her the ball and really take advantage as this Aggies team is coming out, knowing that we've been shooting the 3-ball, but knowing we can drive in on that paint as well. And the refs are reviewing this play
for a flagrant foul here. The foul was pretty hard, but the refs clearly are going to go look and see if this contact was a little too excessive, and maybe the Lopes can get a couple free throws and the ball here and maybe put together a little 4-point play or something.
Absolutely, exactly what the Lopes need. They trail 66-57 here. There's about 6 minutes left to play in this game. Laramie coming out strong, and of course they've gone 0-6 in the series against Mexico State Aggies. This is the 15th matchup between them in program history, and they haven't won in quite a long while, JP.
Yeah, their first win was the inaugural season of the WAC. I think we mentioned that earlier. So this would be a huge win, not just for the Lopes in this season, but for the whole women's basketball program. And it would definitely give them some major confidence heading into the game against first place UTRGV this Saturday.
That's right. That game will be right here at GCU Arena, tipping off at 2 p.m. And that'll be, of course, another conference game for the Lopes. It's been late into the season as they've tipped off their conference play. We had some early games against Duke, University of Denver, University of Washington, Florida Atlantic, some big name teams that came into our arena to play. And of course, we traveled to Duke, losing 90-47, but really putting up a lot of experience early on into this season to come into such strong play into the conference season as well. It's almost as if it's these 2 separate seasons that they play every year. They play this sort of pre-conference season against these elite teams, and then that builds them up for this experience into conference play. And it's something both Trent May on the women's side and Coach Dan Marley on the men's side like to do in GCU basketball, is to be able to get these big names into our school, and also as we travel to these schools as well, and to really build up that repertoire so we have this experience as we move forward.
And WAC play just getting underway, but we've already seen such a great season out of the women's basketball team. They've grown so much already this early on, and you can really see the effects of playing these tough teams like Duke and Washington, and it's really paying off down the line.
Absolutely, and they're still reviewing this play here out in center court between the refs. Both teams back to their bench for a little bit of a break. New Mexico State will look to play CSU Bakersfield on Saturday. So both teams will be playing again on Saturday. So they'll have a little bit of this conference play here and then continue on the road on Saturday as well. And it looks like Laramie will be shooting a technical foul here.
I believe the refs did call a flagrant foul there on New Mexico State. So the Lopes will get 2 free throws and the ball. Coach Track was not very happy about it, but they did look at the replay and the refs did conclude that there was excessive contact on that foul.
Laramie missing both of those technical fouls there. Coach Track is someone we have yet to talk about here, JP. He has quite the resume for the Aggies. He led them to back-to-back NCAA tournament appearances, was back-to-back Western Athletic Conference Coach of the Year as well. Laramie picking up this travel down low. She needs to really just clear her head and focus on these last few minutes, not let these last minute or so get to her. Such a dynamic leader on this Lopes team.
Yeah, she's definitely going to have a good last 6 minutes. The Lopes are definitely going to need to make a comeback right now if they want to win this game.
Salas driving in. Puts it up for 2. And that'll be 2 points for the Aggies. Baker over to Mobley. Mobley over to Baker at the top of the key. Back into Mobley. Baker will cut in on this left weak side. This weak side being left wide open. Mobley finally taking advantage of it. Driving in, missing that 2-point. Massaquoi goes for the rebound, but it'll be Mack who picks it off.
Massaquoi thought she was fouled there, taken down a little bit, created some traffic for Mobley when she drove in the paint there and was unable to hit.
That's Freeman who will turn for that one. Mobley driving up. They're slowing it down just a little bit, JP. Looking to set an official play up. Going against this run and gun Aggies team was really run them up and down the court all night long. Mobley out for 2. Nothing falling here for the Lopes in this possession. Trent May getting awfully frustrated here as 4 minutes are winding down, 57-68.
Lopes are just unable to hit shots here down the stretch. They're getting offensive rebounds, which is a positive sign, but they're not capitalizing on them.
They'll call a foul here. Not sure on who. A defensive foul on number 1, Anaya Baker. That'll send it to a Lopes timeout. We'll be right back here for the end of this 4th quarter.
At GCU, earning your degree online doesn't have to be without the college experience. To find your purpose, it takes support from those around you. GCU's leadership offers over 3 decades of experience in delivering real-world degree programs online. GCU's online class size averages less than 17 students with full-time faculty. Find your purpose online at Grand Canyon University. Call us today at 855-428-7692.
And welcome back to GCU Arena. The 4th quarter winding down, 57-68. The Lopes really feeling the pressure now. The Aggies running and gunning them all night long, going for those drives and dish, getting the boards down, and really capitalizing here on their offensive efforts. The Lopes a little frustrated here late into the 4th quarter, but they look to make a late comeback.
Lopes down by 11. They're going to make any run. It's got to be now. They haven't scored in the last 5 minutes. New Mexico State's on a 6-0 run. They're going to need to lock down on defense, and they're going to need to start making some shots because they haven't hit a shot in quite a while. They have missed 8 straight field goals. And it's T-shirt time out here in the GCU Arena, and there's a lot of energy and excitement going on, and that's what the Lopes are going to have to do on the court if they want to get this win, is match this excitement of the crowd.
And that's right. We're usually closer to averaging around 60 to 70 points a game. We're only at about 57 right now, so we're en route for that average. But of course, the Aggies averaging around 70 to 80 points a game. That's really being the deficit right now in this game. And it's going to make all the difference to capitalize on every shot opportunity that we have in every offensive effort. We're seeing the defensive effort really gap on the Aggie side. They're leaving some room open in the paint, and I think if we can drive in on that and really make some moves, we can pick up some shots under the basket. But we'll take it now down. Aggies possession. They'll be shooting 2 here. It'll be number 24, Brianna Freeman. And really, JP, they missed a lot of easy shots here in the last few minutes, like you said. If they had made those shots, it would be such a different game, but they have to pick themselves up now and make those easy shots down the stretch.
Yeah, down by 13 now. That last Lopes offensive possession, they had 2 offensive rebounds, and they missed all 3 shots on that possession. That is just unacceptable when you're trying to surmount a comeback late in a game.
Mobley into Massaquoi. She'll be pressured on all sides. Mobley hitting that right side block, 2-pointer. She'll knock that one down nicely. Every shot will count here in these last few minutes. They really need to break this defense down. And Aggies, like we're going to see here, are going to really just run the clock out now.
Yeah, they're just waiting, going to dribble the ball around, and they're going to wait till 10 seconds on the shot clock every possession.
They'll shoot for that one wide there, really turning around and throwing that one nearly up in the air. Mobley will pressure the defensive press here. She'll go off too, and she will knock that one down and draw the foul. A great opportunity taken by Mobley. We'll see here in this replay. Hook shot and sinker there, JP, and drawing that foul. Great play by Mobley. She's really had an outstanding game here for the Lopes.
Yeah, here comes that run we were talking about. Definitely very aggressive on offense. They got the rebound and they pushed it down the court. Mobley's a very confident dribbler, and she's very fast with the ball. She's able to go up pretty quick. Lopes checking out Laramie right now. Want to get a much more versatile and quick lineup on the floor. They're going to try to cause turnovers and just hope that they can make something happen here down by 8 with 3.5 minutes left.
Mobley will sink her second free throw. Aggies possession now. They will come out on the Aggies knowing that they just want to run the clock down. And that was William for 2 there, going baseline. 72-62, 10-point game, 3 minutes left. Anaya Baker will drive right side, looking for a setup here. Mobley at the top of the key. Massaquoi setting the pick, and that will force a Lopes timeout here with about 3 minutes left. Stick with us here on GCU TV.
I am Laura Lozoya, and I am majoring in biology with an emphasis in pre-med at Grand Canyon University. The dorm life at GCU definitely helped me build relationships, and I've made great friends on this campus. The quality education here is great. You're testing your limits, but you're going beyond them. It all comes together. The sciences, the ethics, and just everything. It's a beautiful thing.
Grand Canyon University, the quality of a private Christian education, the affordability of a state university. Visit gcu.edu.
Welcome back here to GCU Arena as we're winding out the end of this great game played between the Lopes and the Aggies here. We've seen a few frustrating plays here in the last few minutes, but the Lopes really making a comeback. 10-point game, 62-72 here. Now Lopes possession, Gajewski throwing the ball in to Laramie now here out on the court. Laramie for 2. They'll fight for a jump ball there, but Salas will maintain possession. And it'll be a foul there, I believe, a kickball. That'll be on number 5, Jessica Gajewski, her second personal foul of this evening, sending the Aggies to the line. Someone they don't necessarily want to foul is Brooke Salas, who they just did. One of their best shooters on the team, one of their best free throw shooters on the team. And honestly, JP, free throws win and lose games like this that have been close all game long. You know, easy shots can win and lose games, and it's these free throws that can make or break a game as well.
Absolutely. New Mexico State shooting 92% from the line this game, compared to GCU only shooting 58%. So that is definitely a huge difference. That is just a game changer when it comes down to the wire in these close games.
Plenty of time left, though, on the clock here. If they can really make a great play off of this possession and then turn around and make a great defensive stop, this can really put them right back into this game. Mobley driving right side, she'll turn, get a little blocked. Mack coming in with the ball over to Childress. The Lopes are slowing down this Aggies team, but forcing them to really just run the clock out here. Forcing them to the midcourt line. They don't want to get an over the back. Mack driving in. They'll leave that gap wide open for her to drive in, JP. Something they've done a not so great a job all night long is leaving those weak side gaps wide open.
Mack has had a sneaky good game here tonight. 18 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Definitely under the radar. She's had a very strong second half. She has probably been the key player for the Aggies here in this second half and most importantly fourth quarter.
They really just need a big stop here and turn around and make something happen. Minute 47 left, 76-62. Send Laura Marcus Canedo to the line. Another consistent player. She plays very sound, very solid offensively, has great handles. She'll just nearly missed this free throw, and that's been a big thing, JP. They've missed a few late free throws into this game, something they can't do against a team like the Aggies.
No, they can't. That's definitely tough for them to get that done. They normally shoot 70% on the year as a team, 53% tonight. Definitely a poor effort from that charity stripe tonight.
The Aggies ball. They're coming out here into a laxed full court press, giving just a slight pressure. Aggies just running this clock down, and Nia Baker really putting no pressure onto Mack here at the top of the key. Trent May yelling at her to do something here, allowing her to cross over and get by. Solis picking up at the top of the key. Massaquoi bringing down that rebound. Baker out to Rarick. She'll drive in for a floater. That one's just a little short off the rim. Rarick will pick up a block here, baseline.
Rarick tried to sell that one, but she definitely got in Williams' way.
They've had good coverage on their man all night long, really. They've played good defense. They've spread the court here. Really, in these last minute 10, it's really all you can do, your last-ditch effort to make something happen, and yet still maintain some composure offensively.
Yeah, the key thing for the Lopes that just really hurt them this game, they had 14 turnovers. It's definitely hard to put some points on the board when you're handing the ball to the other team.
They've crashed the boards well tonight, as they usually do, showing this defensive effort. They forced 20 turnovers against UVU, forcing some tonight as well. And that will be a forced timeout here. With about a minute left in this game, we'll be right back to close out this game.
At GCU, earning your degree online doesn't have to be without the college experience. To find your purpose, it takes support from those around you. GCU's leadership offers over 3 decades of experience in delivering real-world degree programs online. GCU's online class size averages less than 17 students with full-time faculty. Find your purpose online at Grand Canyon University. Call us today at 855-428-7692.
Welcome back to GCU Arena. About a minute left of this game. 63-78. The Lopes really just trying to finish this one out. on top here, trying to maintain some consistency and some composure in this last minute of play. Conedo will look to throw the ball into Laramie. Big height gap here. Laramie turns in for two. Aggies pulling down a big rebound there under the basket, and that'll be a foul on the Lopes here, forcing Aggies to the free throw line. And the free throws have really come neck and neck into these last few minutes, JP.
Yeah, the Lopes just had a real tough quarter this time. 21% shooting in the fourth quarter, and it's tough to keep high energy up when you're missing shots. They were taking good shots, they just weren't getting them to fall.
Yeah, there was a few mistakes here and there that led to some turnovers and to some silly fouls that have occurred in this game. But overall, the Lopes have played the same, aspects well. They've shot well this evening. Really can't complain too much about their effort tonight. Trent May, I think, will take this one, as a good notch in the book. Gajewski getting blocked there at the top of the key. That'll be another foul. About 48 seconds left in this game. 79-63, JP.
That's going to put Salas at the line. One key thing the Lopes did not do well tonight was shut down the Stars. As I said earlier, a key to the game was shutting down the Stars, because in big games, Stars come out to play. Salas had 21 points. William had 17. Mack had 18. And even Freeman had 13 points for the Aggies. All those numbers are way too high, and that is not the formula for success when trying to win a basketball game.
You have to give the Aggies some credit as well. I mean, Laramie still putting up 23 points and pulling out a victory this evening for the Aggies. This will be a big win for them, boosting their conference standings. Conedo driving left side off the glass for two there. And that'll be a full timeout here called by Coach Trent May. We'll be right back after this.
I'm Dewey, a student here at GCU studying communications. My dad graduated from GCU in 2009, and he is definitely bleeding purple. He loves GCU to the max. Me choosing to follow in his footsteps was the best idea I could have chosen. The program they had here and the direction it could take me was exactly what I wanted and what I needed. I am a GCU Lope, and I will forever always be one.
Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu.
And welcome back to GCU Arena as we're wrapping up this Lopes game against the New Mexico State Aggies. It's been a back and forth game all night. The Lopes really trying to pull this one out here. Coming a little bit short. It's about 65-81 with 42 seconds left. They're really just trying to maintain some strength in these last few seconds.
Yeah, the Lopes, it was a good effort. They had high energy in the middle of the game, and that's something definitely to take away, and that's something they're going to need to do in these next few games in order to get this win, in order to get future wins, especially against UTRGV on Saturday. That is definitely going to be another big game. The Lopes are going to have to regroup and bounce back for that one.
They've put some really good effort out here tonight, and this game will carry over into their game that will be here on Saturday against UTRGV. The tip-off will be at 2 p.m., another conference game for the Lopes. They'll look to win that one. But really learning and taking away from this game, they were pressed all evening. They had a lot of pressure on them. The Aggies, such a quick team, a shorter team, but so fast, and they really have such great ball movement, such great ball handlers. They have about 3 or 4 deep of shooters and great offensive players that it was really hard to stop them on any end. No real shame in losing to a tough team such as the Aggies, though they've put up such a great effort, of course. Past few years, they've made 2 NCAA appearances, and of course, Coach Strack being 2-time WAC Coach of the Year. (81-65) with about 20 seconds left. They'll pass out to Childress. She'll go for 2. Conedo pulling that one down. 10 seconds left. She'll push it up the floor. Over to Gajewski. Mobley for 2 at the buzzer, falling just a little bit short. 81-65 here at GCU Arena. JP, such a close game with a few more shots nearing the end. This could have been a very different game. They came within 2 points at one point, and it really was such a great game overall. They kept the excitement level up. They kept the energy up. There's no shame in losing against such a great elite team such as New Mexico State in the Western Athletic Conference.
Yeah, they brought it within 2 points, and it looked like they could almost just go on a huge run there and pull away with this win, but they were unable to, miss too many shots, had too many turnovers, but they will get another chance later in the season at New Mexico State, looking for some revenge and some payback there. Catch the Lopes next time on Saturday against UTRGV at 2 p.m. January 14th. That is a big game, UTRGV first place. Also, the men will be playing UTRGV on their court Saturday, but return home to face San Diego Christian College on January 17th at 7 p.m. Be sure to catch all the action live at GCU TV. Make sure to subscribe on YouTube and Instagram and Twitter. I've been JP Sarr.
Alongside Taylor Vaughn here, we thank you, of course, for always tuning in to GCU TV. We'll see you next time. Have a great night.